we've been talking a lot about the negatives of the pandemic, obviously, all the things that we can't do, all of the experiences that we missed, particularly our summer. But according to our readers, positive things have come out of this last year of our lives when we've been social distancing and isolating and doing all of these things that we, have never really done before. So you kind of took a poll of our audience and how they felt about the positives that came out of it. So tell me, what are some of the highlights?
Yeah, well, I will say we got more than 100 responses. So it showed that a lot of people did have really great things to share about what happened to them the past year. But one of the positives was the birth of a baby, whether it was their own baby or grandchildren were born, that came up a lot. And obviously, when you're locked down for 12 months, the new life is certainly something worth celebrating. Something else a lot of people brought up was that they paid off debt, right? You spent less money because maybe you didn't go on vacation, or you weren't going out to eat as often, or you weren't traveling, to and from work, and people were able to pay down their debt. So that's certainly a positive as well.
That is a definite positive in my book.
A quality time with family, but also quality time with, whether it was finding a new hobby or working on a current hobby, improving your sewing skills or improving, home improvement, things like that. Reading books. A lot of people talked about how they finally really got to dive into books that they had always wanted to read that maybe sat on the end table and never really got picked up as often as they would like.
You talk about a lot on your series 20 Things Plus, to people who have picked up new hobbies during the pandemic. Like Jody Kenny was doing the sewing. She learned how to sew, and other people, picked up fitness habits. And, it's really interesting to see the breadth of things that people have been doing.
People were doing things that they never thought they would know how to do. Big things like refinishing furniture, redoing rooms, remodels. And I'm not talking about, let's just put up some new window treatments and bring in a new sofa. Like full on things that required construction and hammer and nails and maybe even power tools. And I think a lot of people realized that, wow, I have more in me than I really thought I did. So just when I'm given the time, why not give it a try? I think people turn to YouTube, and we're just able to learn and learn and learn. And all of a sudden they went from not knowing how to do something to maybe becoming experts or making a business from it. One woman learned how to knit and crochet and then started selling her goods on Etsy and on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that targets two things. I guess you could pay down your debt that way too and learn a new hobby and keep busy.
Were there any kind of extreme things extreme responses that you got from folks on Facebook? Things that made you go, whoa.
Yeah, one reader thanked everybody at St. Peter's and the doctors because he survived sepsis.
Wow.
So you think, okay, well, I avoided COVID, but I had sepsis. And, sepsis is very dangerous. A lot of people don't survive it. And to think that he did that, some people got healthier. One man was told, hey, look, you might have you could get lung cancer. He quit smoking.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's not necessarily extreme, but I think it's an extreme change in life, right? Quitting smoking is not easy. Quitting anything that's a habit is not easy. So to sit there and say, okay, now I'm going to have my moment, and especially at a time that's stressful and you have a lot more free time and you're not keeping busy, I think it would be natural to keep smoking or to turn to alcohol or things like that. But some people use this time to overcome addictions or overcome habits that they felt were unhealthy, and also reflect on their own mortality and their own health, and kind of I think a lot of us looked at our health because we learned that comorbidities were certainly played a role with COVID. So you thought, okay, well, what are the things I can change? Certain things I can't change, right? I have diabetes or a heart condition. I may not be able to change that, but maybe I can walk to lose weight, or I can quit smoking, or I can do something to kind of try to improve my health, to maybe improve my chances of being healthier if I got COVID.
Wow, that's really inspiring and a very positive way to look at it. I love it. Are there any more responses that you got that you want to highlight?
One was from Sam Rhodes. He said, my dad started ending our phone calls with, I love you, which I thought that was really significant, really powerful. And again, I think it goes back to, we sort of reflect and realize and start to really appreciate what we have. And I think that speaks to the positivity for a lot of us this year, is just how perspective was really changed, and you learn to kind of see outside of yourself and see the bigger picture.
Yeah, and that we're all in this together, right? We have to work together to get out of it.
Exactly. And I feel like we're on our way. We're on our way out.